भारती न्यूज सीधा सटीक और निष्पक्ष।
Good evening. I'm Manshika Agarwal and you're watching Bharati News. Let's have a glance at the top news for 26 March, Tuesday. Here is national news first. Grief in Hosadurga engineer's online betting loss results in wife's tragic suicide. Assistant engineer with State Minority Irrigation Department in Hosadurga, Chitradurga reportedly incurred loss of approximately rupees 1.5 crore in online betting. Tragically, his homemaker wife took her own life, attributing her decision to harassment she faced from individuals who lent money to her husband. The devastating incident shed light on the dark consequences of extensive gambling. MVA coalition government faces internal strife over seat allocation. Congress steps back from Sangli and Bhiwandi decision making. Fractures appears with MVA coalition consisting of Shiv Sena, UBT, Congress and NCP Sharad Chandra Pawar regarding the seat allocation formula. Although most seat disputes have settled, the disagreement over Sangli and Bhiwandi has encountered an unseen force development as Congress steps back from the decision-making process for these two seats. Delhi Police enforces Section 144 warns Aam Aadmi Party protesters outside Patel Chowk station. The police issued a statement outside Patel Chowk metro station regarding Aam Aadmi Party protesters announcing the imposition of Section 144 and no permission for protest. They instructed the area to be cleaned within 5 minutes for the security and police presence deployed. ISRO celebrates milestone. PSLV orbital Model 3 re-enters Earth's surface with zero debris. On March 25th, the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO announced another milestone with successful re-enter of PSLV orbital experimental Module 3 into Earth's surface. ISRO confirmed the achievement occurred on March 21, 2024, highlighting that the PSLV CF8 Expo SAT mission sat in minimal debris left in orbit. Controversy brews as Jammu and Kashmir reservation quota hits 70%. Aspirants prepare to challenge the High Court. A group of candidates plan to contest the government's decision in High Court amidst rising opposition to centre's move to raise government quota to 70% in Jammu and Kashmir. This comes after the recent announcement of separation of 10% reservation for Paharis and other tribes, along with an increase for OBC quota to 8%. Decision by Jammu and Kashmir administration to allocate an additional 10% reservation for STs at the expense of open merit undermines meritocracy and equitable opportunities, stated Sahil Pare, an aspirant from Srinagar. He stated reducing merits to just 30% disagrees the interest of 70% of the population. This is not appeasement, it's betrayal. Moscow terror attack. 4 gunmen are in custody, bringing the total amount of fatalities to 137. The investigative committee announced on Sunday that as the hunt for bodies beneath the debris continues, the official death toll for terrorist attack at Moscow's Crocus City Hall has increased to 137, including 3 children. According to official news channels, 7 more people have been taken into custody and efforts to find other collaborators are still underway. Attack on Pakistan's second biggest naval airbase near Turbat. The attack on naval airbase in Turbat has been attributed to Majid Brigadier of the outlawed Balochistan Liberation Army BLA. According to the Balochistan Post, the attack on naval airbase in Turbat was carried out by Majid Brigadier of the outlawed Balochistan Liberation Army BLA. The Majid Brigadier charged Pakistan and China of taking advantage of the resources in the area and is skeptical of Chinese development in Balochistan. According to BLA, its fighters have penetrated the airbase. There are reports of Chinese drones being used at this location. Following the election in Senegal, Bassirou Diomaye Faye will become continent's youngest president. A week prior to presidential election, the pair, who spent months in prison with supporter and kingmaker Ousmane Sonko, were unexpectedly released. The man, known by his moniker Mr. Clean, needed to start implementing the extensive changes he had pledged. Mr. Faye's key priorities included combating corruption, injustice, and poverty. He formed a union task force to combat drafts with Mr. Song while they were employed at the treasury. The FAI also listed hiring jobs for Senegal's enormous youth population and bolstering justice independence as top priority. China is accused by New Zealand of hacking its parliament, calling the action unacceptable. The Chinese government was allegedly involved in a state-sponsored cyber attack on New Zealand parliament in 2021 that was discovered by nation's intelligence agencies, and Chinese government was notified of the issue by the New Zealand government on Tuesday. Disclosure that the data was obtained via malveillant cyber attack directed at New Zealand's legislative body coincided with the accusations made by US and Britain against China for conducting a broad-scale information gathering operation. Australia and New Zealand have de-announced the wider action. A 23-year-old man was detained in Alabama for a $40 million Ponzi scam. In Alabama, a young man from India has been charged with a $40 million Ponzi scam. Pathim Patel, a 23-year-old of Gandhinagar, Gujarat, is charged with a beginning to sell security and collecting money after promising enormous returns. He did not, however, use the money for securities, rather he spent it primarily for his personal purchases. Pat Patel, also known as Pat Patel, was remaining in Alabama, was confirmed by officers of Alabama Security Commission ASC. According to Times of India, he has been taken into custody on March 6 on the suspicion of violating security laws on up to 9 different offenses. Now heading on to business news. South Korea grapples with currency reform amidst global ambitions. Following the prior crisis, South Korea regulators consider taking small moves towards internationalizing the won. The country wants to improve the reputation of its financial market internationally, but it has trouble reducing the exchange regulation. Even with its strongest economy, South Korea struggles with the matters like managing its currency, which prevents it from moving past the status of emerging market. Shapoorji Pallonji sells Gokulpura port to Adani for rupees 3,350 crore rupees. For rupees 3,350 crore, the Shapoorji Pallonji Group sells Gokulpura port to Adani Ports and SEZ Limited after being acquired in 2017. Port in Orissa has developed challenges, operations and labor relations are stabled by the company. China grapples with youth and middle-age unemployment crisis. China faces high youth unemployment and challenges in employing people over 50, sparking debate on social media. A job ad for cashiers aging 80 to 30 highlighted concern about middle-age unemployment amidst the efforts of boosting the economy. Now, coming on to the last segment, that is the sports news. RCB marks its winning debut in IPL 2024 by defeating Punjab by 4 wickets. Royal Challengers Bangalore RCB defeated Punjab Kings by 4 wickets in IPL match at M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. We chased down 177 runs in 19.2 overs, led by Virat Kohli's 77-run innings. Punjab Kings managed 176 runs with Shikhar Dhawan top scoring with 45 runs. RCB marks its first victory with Virat Kohli being declared as the player of the match. India's football coach Igor Stimac puts job on line. Ahead of the match against Afghanistan, Indian head coach Igor Stimac claimed that he would step down from his post if the team failed to qualify for the third round of FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers. Then he added, "But if we qualify, there are plenty of work to be done here with 10 more games to come. And if he gets the job done, then will be more of Stimac. His contract will be extended for another 2 years, making him the longest serving Indian team coach." Retains Andrew Murray bids farewell to Miami Open. After suffering serious ankle injury, Murray took an exit from Miami Open in the third round on Sunday by losing to Thomas McArch. While he continued playing and was initially optimistic about his ankle, he said on Monday that he has suffered a full rupture of his ATF ligament and a near full thickness rupture of his CF ligament. "I will see an ankle specialist when I return home to determine the next step," Murray posted on Instagram. All for the day. For future updates, subscribe to Bharati News. Thank you for watching.
News first. PM Modi to launch a PM PVTG development mission as a major move to empower the tribal communities.